I'm Charlotte Chi. So today let's talk about the chi energy and stagnation. Stagnation in the body is when the energy you retain, you breathe through, you make your life through, doesn't flow as is being expected, no matter your food intake, your vitamins, your minerals, and everything, because energy stagnation has many forms, has many factors, can be caused by mentality, can be caused by emotions, can be caused by physical diseases. When there's not enough flow energy in one of the elements, your entire life, your entire body can get stagnated. So I'm sure most amongst us have experienced some sort of stagnation somewhere, somehow, or maybe for a long period of time. And so, most of the time, the factors to take into account is looking at the five elements you're dealing with. Is if we discover the element earth, earth is sustaining you. Is your food sustaining you? Is your your healthy lifestyle, like juices and stuff, sustaining you? Is anything earth like your job is sustaining you, your family members sustaining you, your colleagues sustaining you? If there's one factor out of balance, not in harmony, it's up to us to rebalance, bring that back into harmony with the true essence of yourself, without, you know, giving any opinion or any factor in the outside world the fault of your uh, sort of point of malfunctioning, what I term not going with the flow, or the flow ain't there, and so you may feel exhausted, sick many times, out of energy, um, for the smallest things you may do. And when we look at the element that is the circulation, which I term water and blood in the body, that sustains, that takes up the mineral and vitamins from the earth elements, and you feel you do not have enough exercise, so the blood cannot flow freely through your brain, your body, your muscles, and so much more, then that can cause stagnation. The same goes for the body of water. When we don't have enough liquids in the body, so the body is almost, let's say, 90% of water, and water creates either higher senses, higher sensations, and happy vibes, or emotions. So emotions, or dealing, let's say, if we come into contact with people, and at times what people say to us may freeze our brain. In some cases it may paralyze you, because there's something in your essence that does not particularly agree upon what is being said. And so when you're not expressing yourself 100%, then that can cause stagnation. If you don't have that high level expression and no fear attached, then you express your own thoughts, and so the flow moves on and on and on. Another very important element is your fire energy. Do you fuel your fire with passion, with joy, and with things you love doing? Truly, that is your fire engine. Finding your fulfillment in your life apart from family and jobs, or anything in your life you fancy. That is very important, because if not, if we become very dull, looking too much at social media, TV, YouTube, whatever, and becoming a passive um, let's say, allowing passive experimentation actually or experiences in your life, then you become lazy. Laziness depletes the flow in the body, and when the brain stagnates upon that flow, it creates a stagnation, for example, in your intestinal tract, for example, in the blood circulation. So you may feel cold all of the time, even in summertime when it's good and hot outside. That happens as well. Another factor is we have not been, most amongst us anyways, not been educated in how to deal with chi, the energy, the natural flow. You know, when you look into the sky at night or in the morning, what do you see? You see everything moving, right? Nothing is truly stagnant, and planets move all of the time. The solar system moves all of the time. It stations at time, but then also it's very, very busy to perform a certain task. And knowing that we are all a spark part of all universes, then we need to merge and be in harmony and balance with the flow that is being downloaded on the planet and from which we can partake. If not, energy gets stuck, and so many people um, do not particularly give much attention to the intestinal tract, yet the intestinal tract, the stomach, the liver, the adrenal glands especially take up easily the emotions. And so when you don't flush out at least once a day, then you get stagnation in your brain, you get stagnation in your emotions, your mentality, name it, your entire environment. If you live in a place you absolutely don't like, same thing goes on. A certain point in time you get stagnated, not knowing your way out of it. So it's very important to have a clear brain, to be unafraid, um, to take your health as number one in your life, including mental, emotional health, and get that flow through. So, the best way to get out of any stagnation, either mentally, emotionally, physically, is always being in the flow, moving all of the time. Like right now, at this particular moment, I'm working for 12 hours. I don't feel tired or anything. I just keep on doing until my body says you need a little rest. And that is when I take my rest. So there's other simple techniques, detoxing from former lifestyles, taking into account your intestinal tract. I created a fasting support or a detox essential oil, if you want that, that massively assists you. I've got that on a roller also. If you decide, you know, you put that roller on and the entire environment cleanses itself, because stagnation and not having the desired flow and go thing in your life can create diseases. When you are stagnated, you can, get sick. When you get sick, you may lose your job. When you lose your job, you get stagnated in finances. When you get stagnated in finances, you get um, depressed. When you are depressed, you're not interested in anything at all. When you're no more interested, then the body depletes even more and more and more. So it's an ongoing cycle, and it's very important to move out of that cycle, direct yourself in a new direction, and definitely start clearing your brain from any stagnation. You can work with codes, you can work with numbers, you can work with wavelengths, and command that particular stagnation out of your glands. I would suggest start with the pituitary. And then, of course, the adrenal glands are very important as well, simply by breathing through, because it's actually the breath that creates stagnation. When your breath is not flowing at optimum potential and you don't feel it all over through your body, then there is stagnation, or you need to open up portal points. And these portal points, that could be in your throat, that could be your crown, your root, anything, but especially your hand, your fingers need to be open, and they need to feel the energy. I think, like in Chinese medicine, and there's a lot to learn here, even when touching your acupuncture points, and when you know it hurts somewhere, then you press even more. That helps to deblock it. But as for me, as I teach light technology, because it goes a lot faster, moving people out of the matrix into the crystalline grids when you load them, and then you start to talk what the grids bring through. They will immediately tell you what to do, what comes through, because you start to see crystal clear in the body. From the eyes, you start to hear, at least from a level of a celestial body, and then you can download your higher self in the body, and that is when your life truly becomes fun, because you need to have fun. If you don't have fun in your life, and you don't have anything, to look forward to, then you create blocks, stagnation, no flow, and so energies get stuck, your attraction gets stuck, um, you get depleted in your creative endeavors, you get depleted in your passion, you get depleted in almost everything. And so when you keep on eating and not doing any exercises and just allowing whatever experience happen to you, then it creates more and more and more stagnation. So I would definitely suggest start to run, even though you don't have any experience. Go and run around the block. Command your brain to release that blockage. Most of the time, when we are when you go a little bit, but the feet firmly planted on the ground, you go up and down, and if that hurts somewhere, then you know where the blockage is. You keep on moving and flowing like a bird. Everything is actually, the answer is always just in front of us, and that is going with the flow, and opening that, commanding, even going with the flow in your brain. Just try that, and ask the universe for symbolism to delete that quickly. So that is a good start. So if you're very, very, very blocked, and the stagnation has been going on for many, many years, then you need more therapy. Truly, that is opening up the lungs, the heart, the entire spinal column, so you start to feel the energies and working with the universe. So here, maybe you have great ideas to go with the flow, go with the herbal kingdoms. There's so many teas and herbs that help you, and this elixir is truly giving you a very happy vibe. Apart from that, I would suggest, for those interested in crystals, that is truly the laser wand, but it needs to be from Brazil. The other ones wouldn't work for that. And you can load your authentic Chile lines in the body. So it's actually, if we look at the universe, it's always the clouds are moving, the sun is moving, the moon is moving, of course, and those people are moving all of the time. Still, they could be so stagnated, and that is a sad thing. So here, I hope this information helps you. Let me know how you deal with stagnation. Do you know where it comes from, or do you most of the time find it difficult to